welcome to my channel. Here on Abby the Witch, we do witchy and alternative things. If you are a returning subscriber, hi, welcome back, and thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. And if you are new, hi, welcome, nice to meet you, and thank you for joining us today. So here today on Abby the Witch, we are going to be doing a VR to a content creator called Emily's Tarot Magic. She did actually a VR to another person talking about if she lost all of her tarot card and oracle card decks, which ones would she go out and get immediately, right? So if she lost her whole collection, which decks would she repurchase first? So I'm going to be doing a response to that. And I don't have a huge tarot and oracle card collection, but I still wanted to do it because it's a cool video and I thought it was fun. So here I am. Before we get started, I do have a shout out today. My shout out is ByCatAndCrow. That is his YouTube name. He goes by Drew. He is so sweet. I just love his content so much. He talks about all kinds of cool things. He works with the deity Hecate a lot. He talks about her. He's talked about a lot of experiences he's had with dreams and different spirits that he's seen. He talks about seeing auras. He talks about different spell works that he does. He's talked about his spiritual path and where it all began and things like that. He is very, very cool. I love his content. I love his channel. He also has an Instagram. I believe it's by Broom and something like that. It's similar to By Cat and Crow, but it's something a little bit different. But I'll put it somewhere. But anyway, go show him some love. He deserves it. He is also a relatively small channel. Bigger than me, that's for sure, but still a relatively small channel. Super cool guy. Go show him some love. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So let me grab these decks. All right, guys, so the very first deck that I have is my Animal Spirit, the Wild Unknown. Very, very popular deck for good reason, okay? There might be some people out there rolling their eyes right now because they've seen this deck so many times, but I don't really care. I'm going to share it anyway because I'm obsessed with this deck. It just has this way of speaking to me. Some people call this an oracle card deck. Some people call it a tarot deck. I mean, I think it's kind of a hybrid, honestly. But in my opinion, it's kind of a hybrid of an oracle and tarot deck. It's definitely broken up into the elements similar to like a traditional tarot deck would be. Like Suit of Wands is fire, Suit of Cups is water. It's similar to that, but all the animals are broken up into the elements, and then you have the spirit suit, which I affiliate with being like the major arcana. So I call it tarot just because it's broken up in a very similar way as a tarot deck would be, but I could totally see why someone would call it an oracle deck. I've seen it been called both. So, but yeah, probably my favorite deck I use. Comes in a really beautiful box, magnetized, has all the element signs on the back. And what I really love is they provide like a ribbon, so it's really easy to pop out everything, right? Because we all know like some of those tarot card decks, it's like you gotta dig the deck out and it's a pain. Separate little box to keep the cards, another little ribbon, amazing. But I love the illustrations on these cards. I mean, and it tells you like what element it's affiliated with at the top on all of the cards. But I think the illustrations are beautiful. Oh, that's upside down tiger. I get tiger a lot because it has to do with Tritaka and candle gazing. Are we shocked? No, I'm not. And then let me try to find you a spirit one. Here's a black egg. The spirit symbol is just a circle. But yeah, it's such a cool deck. If you have not gotten your hands on this yet, which, like I said, a lot of people have, and it's not a big deal if you haven't, I'm just saying, definitely would get your hands on this because this has like, I just think it's amazing. I love this deck so much. It's my baby. It's also my firstborn. My first tarot purchase, oracle deck purchase, whatever. it's my first one. So it's just as special to me in that regard as well. But even if it wasn't my first, it would probably still be one of my first ones I would go out and repurchase if I lost it for sure, like immediately. This is by Kim Kranz. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next deck. All right, guys, so the next deck I could not live without is the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. Now, as a lot of you know, I have quite a bit of tattoos. So tattoo culture is something that I really affiliate myself with. So I had to get a deck that had to do with tattoo. And it has a lot of, open it up for you. It's a nice box, pretty nice box. No ribbon, but that's okay. But yeah, a lot of the illustrations are like traditional tattoo themed. I mean, you can see from the cover of the box. Here's the book. Oh, I meant to show you guys the book in that animal spirit. I'm sorry. Really good book. Gives you very in-depth detail on each card. I mean, each card gets its own page of multiple paragraphs of information, beautiful illustrations. And you guys know what I mean. Like, it has this, which I appreciate them giving you this little divot to put your cards in, but it's so hard to get them out. Anyway, pretty backs, nice and simple. Really beautiful illustrations. In my opinion, if you like American traditional tattooing or any kind of traditional tattooing, or what's that one creator that made all the fancy hoodies and had all the, his name will be right there, but it definitely reminds me of that. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? I think it's gorgeous. Let me see if I can find one that I really... 8 of Pentacles, which I really affiliate with, especially in this picture because it's a little redhead girl. And I've gotten her a lot when I'm using this deck. The Hanged Man. So yeah, if you are into any kind of this, like this kind of artwork, it's definitely broken up like a traditional tarot. I think instead of suit of pentacles, it's suit of coin, which you see that in some decks, they switch it to coin. One thing I kind of that bothers me a little bit about this deck is that some of the illustrations on the cards are different than the illustrations shown in the book, because the artist last minute switched it up or whatever, which is fine. Again, it's still a deck that I would run out and grab if I lost it, but sometimes it can be a little confusing, like, oh wait, am I looking at the right one? Like, and it takes me a second to like realize like, oh, it's just a different illustration, but it's the same card. But yeah, oh, look at the devil. Love that. I know this camera doesn't focus, but I love the illustrations in here. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. Knight of Wands. Another redhead I've gotten a couple of times while doing readings on myself. Yes, I do tarot readings on myself. Okay. That one is by Lana Zellner. Okay. Put that one away. And that is the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. Let me move on to the next one. The next one is Crow Tarot. I think this is another very popular deck. I actually, this one was gifted to me from my husband. And, excuse me, I actually originally really wanted the Murder of Crows. I think it's an Oracle deck technically, but I'm not sure. I still really want to get that one, but he actually accidentally got me this one, which I'm not complaining because this deck is amazing. Obviously, I love it because it's in this video. I would run out and get it right away. As a lot of you already know, I work a lot with crow energy. Crows speak to me. Crow energy, crow spirit, crows in general mean a lot to me. So having a crow themed tarot card deck, you know, is very important to me. So as you can see, the cover is very nicely drawn. I believe this is supposed to be, yeah, it's supposed to be the Magician because he has all of his, he has the cup, the wand, the pentacle. Go ahead and open it up for you. This is by the way, this is by MJ Cullinane. Great book. Very descriptive as well. It also, the one thing I like about this too is that it tells you, it gives her interpretation of when the card is reversed. So it will give you the whole summary of the card just in general and what it represents. And then the last paragraph is always, when it's reversed, it could mean this, right? You guys know how I am, how important balance is to me. Definitely, obviously, will use my intuition while doing readings, but I also love a direct translation from the actual original author or creator. Yeah, creator of the deck. I like to read their interpretation too and read it directly off of a page as well as using my intuition. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just use my intuition. But I like to do both. So, yeah. Anyway, this card is also very beautiful. These cards. Back is also very simple. Nice little pattern. Very pretty. Okay. And the illustrations are nice. I love the illustrations. It's, like I said, it's very similar to traditional tarot. It's broken up in the same way. All the suits are there. All the major arcana is there. However, they're all crows. They're all crows. Is that the sun? Oh, no, that's Six of Wands. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Six of Wands. That makes sense. Makes sense. Sorry, I use this, like I said, I use this deck a lot, so a lot of them are flippy floppy. But yeah, I just love how every card has crows on it. I mean, maybe that's not, you're like, duh, Abby, but I love it so much. Oh my God. Love it so much. I just love it so much. The Empress. Yeah, the Empress has apples, a wand, a cup. Makes sense. Am I right? Page of Cups, looking into the cup as he does. I mean, you know, it's a cool deck. If you're like really into crow energy and working with crows, I feel like this deck is usually one of the first decks that pops out to me. Like when I'm trying to figure out what deck to use, lots of times this is one of the first decks that is like, please use me. Like, and it resonates with me so hard. And sometimes I'll use my intuition and try to read this deck, and I don't know. It's just, yeah, anyway. Okay, put that one back. Oh, and it's a simple box. It's just perfectly shaped for your cards and for the book to go back in right on top. Simple, efficient. Okay. So the last deck I really wanted to show was just good old fashioned, the original, traditional tarot card deck. To me, I call it the traditional tarot. Now, I feel like someone's going to come on here from my throat if I say that, but I call this traditional because it's like the classic images, right? This one was by Pamela Coleman Smith, under the instruction of Arthur Edward Waite. Okay. So I'm not sure if this actually was like thousands, hundreds, whatever, how many years ago, if this was like actually like what the original images looked like. I don't know, but this is just like what I think of when I think of tarot, traditional tarot, right? Like you got the Hermit, classic, right? You got the Chariot, classic, right? And in every ace, there's always this hand handing you the symbol of that suit. Lovers. Okay, so just very traditional images. The Hanged Man, right? The Fool, classic. Classic. He's got the ocean in the background, right? The Star. Yeah, like the Ten of Cups. So, you know, it's just like, I don't know about you guys, but this is just what immediately first like think of when I think of like tarot. You know what I mean? Like traditional tarot deck, like Page of Pentacles, you know, like, and they're all dressed in like medieval clothes and stuff. I don't know. This is just what I think of when I think of like the original traditional tarot card deck. These images is what I personally think of for sure. That was my second deck I bought, I believe. The little book that comes with it, super handy. The images are in color. And for being such like a flimsy little book, it's like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, no, great descriptions, short and sweet, so you don't have to overthink it, right? And like I said, I prefer it to be short and sweet like that. I use this deck probably the most. I use traditional tarot probably the most out of all of my decks, honestly. I might have already said that about another deck. But if I did, I was wrong. This is the deck I usually use. I use it the most for sure. Because I like the short and sweet interpretations. I think it's easier for me to use my intuitions when it's short and sweet like that. Again, I use my intuition for any of the decks that I use. But I like that I can use my intuition and then read from the book. It's short and sweet, and I don't overthink I don't overthink or question what my intuition just told me about that reading. Does that make sense? Sometimes when it's a little too detailed, I'm like, and then I question my gut sometimes. It's just short and sweet. Short and sweet is what I like. That's me personally, okay? Okay. Seriously, the one thing I hate about this deck, though, is the packaging. I need to just get a nice bag to keep these cards in because I hate the box. It's so hard to try to, like, get it to go back in. It's annoying. Anyway, all right, guys, so those were the 4 main decks that if I ever lost them, I would, hands down, go back out and get them. Definitely, I almost feel bad for my other last few decks that are still sitting on my shelf. Like, I'm like, I still love you. I still love you. It's nothing personal. I feel like guilty. But yeah, I really want to add to my collection. If you guys have any suggestions for anything that you think I would enjoy, like any decks or oracle decks that you think I would enjoy, please let me know down below. I'm always looking at like tarot reviews, like new deck reviews, and other people's favorite decks and things like that. So if you have any suggestions, let me know down below. Or if you have any of the decks I have, also please let me know down below and let me know what you think of them. And yeah, I also have some surprise footage now that I'm done doing my which decks would I repurchase list. I have some footage of making witches brooms with my friend. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll put some pictures and maybe another time lapse right after this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys enjoyed my tarot card deck list. And until next time, guys, I hope you stay well. Thank you so much. Bye.